This is another tale from the Twilight Zone. It is called The Monster in the Closet. This is called The Monster in the Closet. It is 7:30 on a cold winter's night, and Mrs. Mallory is tucking the blankets around her 5-year-old son, Benny. She bends over and kisses him on the forehead. "Good night, sweetheart," she whispers. "Sweet dreams." "Can you check the closet before you go?" asks Benny, staring at the open wardrobe door. Mrs. Mallory picks up a pile of clothes from beside the bed and puts them, neatly folded, back into the closet and closes the door. "No monsters in there tonight," she chuckles. She walks towards the bedroom door and turns off the light. "Oh, can you leave the light on, please?" asks Benny. Mrs. Mallory sighs. "You know that it's a waste of electricity. You'll fall asleep soon enough." She blows a kiss towards her son. "Good night, darling," she whispers, closing the bedroom door. "Mum!" shouts Benny. His mother rushes into the room. "What's the matter?" she asks. "Can you leave the door open?" Mrs. Mallory leaves the door slightly ajar. A beam of soft yellow light trickles into the room from the hall. It is 8 p.m. and Benny is asleep in his Action Man pyjamas. A thump, thump sound comes from the wardrobe. Benny opens his eyes and sits up in bed. "Mum!" he shouts at the top of his voice. Mrs. Mallory flicks the light switch on the bedroom wall. "What is it now?" she asks. "There's something in the closet," shivered Benny. "I heard a thumping sound." Benny's mother opened the wardrobe. "There really is nothing there," she sighed. "It was probably just the television. I'll turn the volume down." She tucked her son back under his blankets and kissed him on the cheek. "Now try to get some sleep." She turned out the bedroom light and almost closes the door, leaving it slightly ajar. It is 9 p.m. and the boy is fast asleep, snoring faintly. There is a slow creak of a door handle and a squeaking sound as the wardrobe door opens. Benny sits bolt upright in his bed. "Mum! Mum!" he screams. Mrs. Mallory runs into the bedroom and turns on the light. "What on earth is all this shouting about?" she asks. Benny points a finger to the closet door. "It opened by itself," he gasps. Mrs. Mallory closed the wardrobe door. It was probably just the wind, she found. "Now go to sleep," she insisted. Benny lay back down and closes his eyes. It is 10 p.m. and Mrs. Mallory has just gone to bed. Very quietly, the door of Benny's closet opens, and a pair of blazing red eyes stare out from the darkness. A small, wart-faced man creeps towards the child's bed. Squelch, squelch go his ugly gnarled feet as he tiptoes across the room. He clambers onto the bed and crawls towards the sleeping infant. So close he gets that he can feel the child's breath against its cold, green, warty face. He whispers into the child's ear, "I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat you," he snarls. Benny opens his eyes and gazes at the hideous troll, its yellow, rotting teeth frothing with the excitement of its next meal. "Mum!" shouts the boy, screaming at the top of his voice. "Mum! Help!" yells Benny. Mrs. Mallory bursts into the room with a policeman's truncheon in her hand. She turns on the light and is wearing black stilettos, green fishnet stockings, and a very revealing red corset. "What's wrong now?" she asks. Benny is standing beside the bed, white with fear. "Why are you dressed like that, Mummy?" he asks. Constable Jones walks into the bedroom. He is wearing a policeman's helmet and a pair of frilly pink knickers. His hands are handcuffed behind his back. "Hello, Uncle Brian," smiles the child. Mrs. Mallory's face blushes a scarlet-red colour. "I have just been helping the police with their inquiries," she smiled. "Now, tell me why you were shouting," she sighed. "I saw a monster," sniffed Benny through his tears. Mrs. Mallory shrugged her shoulders. "Well, there's no monster here now." She opened the wardrobe door. "There are no monsters in there either. You were just having a nightmare. Now, go back to sleep. Have you searched under the bed? Giggled Constable Jones. Mrs. Mallory knelt down and peered under the bed. A green, warty hand reached out, its claws poking into her eye sockets. She screams in tortured agony as the troll tears her head away from her shoulders and feasts upon her fresh pink brain. The end.